Up next on the beer review, we're going to be looking at Dead Flowers. This is an IPA coming in at 6.2% ABV, and it is from Foam Brewers. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich, and we are back with another review. Today, we are looking at one that I found once again in Larchmont, New York. This particular beer cost $4.99 for the single can, and it is called Dead Flowers, and it comes in at 6.2% ABV, and it was brewed in Hinesburg, Vermont by Foam Brewers, and it actually says Sarah Ingram on this, which I don't understand the significance of this. Quite honestly, when I bought this initially, there was a sticker over the side, and I couldn't read that it said IPA on it. So I wasn't really looking for an IPA, but I was intrigued that, you know, the can was so cryptic. Turns out the can wasn't cryptic, they just labeled over it. So this is an IPA. The can art actually makes it really, really difficult to get the information off the can. It is very nice can art. I just do not know the significance of it or why it says Sarah Ingram on it. I don't get the reference. So, you know, if you do, feel free to throw it in the comments. Anyway, let's crack this open now. I'm not the biggest IPA guy, particularly the basic model of that brand of beers. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. The pour is really hazy and very, very light. You know, I've said this before, this actually looks almost like carbonated lemon juice. So, you know, but I'm not getting any sort of citrus filling the bar, which is normally the thing that turns me off on the IPAs right away, is just that overt citrus. Poured a little hard, wait. Getting something. Let's see. So, the nose on this is really muted, quite honestly. I'm getting a little bit, just a little bit, of a lemon and maybe just a hint of grapefruit on the back end of that as I exhale the breath in. So, I mean, it's got that classic sort of IPA smell, but it's much more lemon to me, at least in the nose. A little more grapefruit coming out the deeper you dive in, but it smells like a classic IPA, rather hazy. You know, most important thing, I guess, let's see what it tastes like. That is surprisingly nice. Very citrus forward, but not grapefruit. Much more of a lemony, pineapple-y sort of citrus thing. Not a lot of bitterness on the back end. Very, very juicy. This is actually like, it's almost like drinking a fruit juice of sort. And I don't mean that it's sweet in any way. It's not. But you're getting all of those sort of, you know, lemon, pineapple profile there, and it's really enjoyable. And normally the second or third sip is where IPAs screw me over, because that's when the bitterness starts to build up after that initial sip. But no, this is... Okay, there's a hint of bitterness on the back end, but it's just a hint. And it doesn't seem to be building... The bitterness doesn't seem to be like multiplying as I drink it. Let's give it another taste. I think that's really, really good. I mean, normally it takes a double IPA for me, or something like that, something outside the realm of the basic IPA, to actually make me think that this, you know, version of beer is good at all. But I have to say, this drink's really nice, really mellow. There's nothing overwhelmingly bitter that's sort of off-putting on this. A nice mixture of the fruit that's there. This is really, really good. I would definitely pick this up. Now, I have never heard of foam brewers, but it's one I'm gonna look at again, because if they can make an IPA this accessible, God knows what they could do with a stout, which, I mean, I feel is infinitely more accessible than an IPA, but that's me. So I'm gonna check out this foam brewers in the future. Now, one interesting side note here, it's only 6.2%. I'm getting a little alcohol burn in the stomach. So the alcohol is not really tucked away here. And I think that's a good thing, really. Like, if you have a couple of these at 6.2, you're gonna be inebriated. And, you know, some people need that trigger, you know, the little warming in the stomach or something like that to make them realize how much they're drinking. So I sort of like the placement of that sort of like belly warmth at the end of this. Yeah. So the bitterness is building a little, but it's such a low level that the beer is still ultimately really enjoyable. So with that in mind, for $4.99 a can, would I buy this? My assumption is it would come in a 4-pack, so you're talking about $20 for it. If you're a real IPA guy, this is probably not the IPA for you, because most of the IPA, and I'm talking about my own prejudices, I guess, towards people who are into IPAs. It seems like everybody, you know, wants the hoppiness to be right through the roof and the bitterness, and they want it all, you know, to taste like strawberry cake or some crap like that. This is a good basic example of what this particular style of beer has to offer. Is it going to, you know, test the taste buds? Not really. Is it going to please the taste buds? Absolutely. So, you know, I think if you're one of those people who are looking for, you know, really complex IPAs because you want to test out your palate and that type of stuff, it's probably not for you. If you're looking for a really accessible IPA that's incredibly drinkable and that you can, you know, introduce people who are not IPA people in particular into that particular style of beer, this may be the way to go. So, you know, I'm going to say Dead Flowers was definitely worth the $4.99. And would I buy it again? I would, especially for the people I know who like to sort of sample the various styles of beer, because this would be a good example of an IPA that would not be off-putting to the entire genre of the beer. And I think it's a really nice representation of what an IPA should be. You know, but that, of course, is coming from somebody who is firmly and devoutly a stout person. So take it with, you know, that particular grain of salt. Anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Once again, this is Dead Flowers by Foam Brewers, and a solid offering into the IPA style of beer. I would definitely recommend trying it out if you get the opportunity. And, you know, at $4.99 a can, it's not even super pricey for a craft beer from a small brewery. So, you know, I would say this would definitely be one I would pick up, especially to have over for other people. Anyway, folks, I will see you next time. I hope you liked the review. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe below, and I will see you next time. I'm going to, surprisingly, sit back and finish off this IPA because it is really just a pleasure to drink this. Anyway, folks, cheers.